Hey beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jamila and I love all things beauty. I love all things makeup. I love all things skincare, and I especially love sharing my tips and tricks for how to find high-end and luxury beauty products at bargain prices. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I would absolutely love if you would consider subscribing and joining the fam. Okay, I know late. I know it already starts. Please forgive me. Life has just been really busy right now. I don't think I mentioned this before, but my parents were here / are here. They've been here for the last couple of weeks. If you've been here already, you know that I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago. My parents still live there, so when they visit, they are the priority, especially because I haven't seen them since COVID. So it's been about 2 years since I hadn't seen my rents, so I have been busy. Life has been lifing, but even though I missed the start of the Sephora sale, I wanted to come on here and do a video on it still, because y'all know my entire channel is focused on sales, saving money, how to find the best prices, because makeup, skincare, this beauty space is a very, very expensive hobby. I've said that more times than I can count. And since being in this space for some time now, I feel like I've picked up some tips and tricks for how to get the best deals on some of the most expensive luxury and sometimes can seem out of reach items. So I like to hold on to, you know, my little secrets as it comes to sales. So I wanted to make sure that I'm sharing them with you guys. So that's the entire purpose of this video. Now, if you've been watching a lot of these Sephora recommendation style videos, this isn't going to be that. This is not a recommendations video. I actually don't even think I'll put that in the title or the thumbnail. This is more a tips and tricks kind of video for how to survive the Sephora VIB sale. How to go in with a good strategy to make sure that you are getting the best bang for your buck. So that's going to be my sort of style for today's video. I don't think I'll be putting up a wish list. I honestly wasn't planning to shop. I did buy something, so I will film a haul once those come in. But I don't think I'm going to be putting up a wish list, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to actually recommend any specific products to you guys. It mightn't work that way, but I doubt I'll actually have any hardcore recommendations. Now, that being said, what I will do is put timestamps down here in case you guys want to jump around in the video. So let's just dive in, because the goal is to film and get this up today because I'm already a day late. Okay, so let's start things off with what is the Sephora VIB sale. This is actually the biggest sale that Sephora does every year. It happens twice for the year, once in the spring, once in the fall. Sometimes, although somewhat rare, they will throw in an extra VIB sale throughout the year. But for the most part, this is a biannual sale. The way in which the sale works is that it runs for a period of time. For this year, it will actually run from October 28th to November 11th. And depending on your tier within the beauty rewards program, you get a certain percentage off. Now, the base tier, which is free to join, is the Beauty Insider. Anybody can join. You don't have to have a minimum spend. If you are a Beauty Insider, you get 10% off of your purchase for the duration in which you are allowed to shop. And I say the duration in which you're allowed to shop because there is also like a tier system for when you can shop the sale, but we'll get to that. Now, the second tier is the VIB. If you are a VIB, or to get to a VIB, you have to spend at least $500, and then you get that VIB status. You have to spend that before the sale actually begins, though. So I hope I hope you have spent all you needed to spend before the sale. But anyways, at VIB, you get 15% off your purchase for the duration in which you're allowed to spend. You're allowed to shop. And then finally, the highest tier is the Rouge status. You have to spend a minimum of $1,000, and as a Rouge member, you will get 20% off of your purchase. Now, like I mentioned, it is for the duration in which you are allowed to shop. And the way in which Sephora does their sale is that Rouge members are allowed to shop the sale first, and for the entire, you know, October 20th to November 7th period. And then the VIB insiders gain access a couple of days later. Let me see when later, actually. It looks like VIB members can start shopping the sale November 1st, and finally, Beauty Insider members can start shopping the sale November 3rd. So if you are a Rouge member, you get first dibs because, as expected, things for this sale does sell out. Now that we've kind of gone over the specifics of the sale, one last thing I want to mention, though, is that Sephora products are going to be 30% off for the entire duration of the sale, and you don't have to be a specific tier to shop the Sephora collection products, which is going to be one of my tips. All right, now that I've talked about sort of the logistics and the overarching what is this sale piece, let's dive into some of my tips and tricks. Now, the first tip that I want to say is that you don't actually have to shop this sale. I know it goes without saying that, you know, spend your money however you want to spend. If you want to buy things, go ahead. But I always like to reiterate that there will always be another sale. One of the things that I've noticed as I've been shopping makeup and skincare for a very long time is that sales are happening very frequently and increasingly, and with increasing frequency in the beauty space, because it is such an oversaturated market. And in order for brands to stand out, they are doing tons and tons and tons of sales. So while I feel like the Sephora VIB sale used to be the biggest sale of the season, it's kind of become like meh, to be quite honest. And one thing I've said in previous videos, and I'll say it here again, is that it really isn't worth it for you to shop this sale if you are not a Rouge member. If you are a Rouge member, 20% is okay. Not even decent, just okay. If you are not a Rouge member, 10% and 15% kind of feels like a slap in the face. Because quite frankly, you can get 10% off using influencer codes. You can get 10% off when you sign up for their recurring newsletter or emails or their text notifications. And you can even get 15 and sometimes like higher percentages off without doing anything. Whereas in order to get that percentage off at Sephora, you have to have spent $500 to $1,000, which is a lot of money to spend at the store. I can fully admit that. A lot of money in a year period. So that being said, you don't have to shop the sale, and quite frankly, I don't recommend you shop the sale unless you are a Rouge member, because there are just so much better ways in which you can save money. And now that I've actually said that I don't think you should shop this sale, I do want to include one quick caveat, because in being in this beauty space, I've met people from so many different countries that one of the things that folks have flagged for me is that while brands may have really great sales, a lot of times they don't have access to it because the brand may not ship to their country, or customs and duties and all those fees that comes with importing anything or buying anything internationally makes the sale not worth it. So if there is a Sephora in your country, and I can see how it may make sense to shop this sale because it will likely be cheaper, or could potentially be cheaper than shopping from the brand directly and then having to pay all these shipping fees, custom fees, and all that other stuff that's just gonna add up. So I wanted to include that caveat because I know I do have some viewers who are not US based that have mentioned that to me, so I want to make sure I heard you guys. I get it, makes complete sense, and thank you for sharing that with me so I can share it with others. The second thing that I want to talk about is the fact that Black Friday is right around the corner. Now, I do feel like the Sephora VIB sale that happens in the spring is oftentimes a little bit more worth it than the sale that happens in the fall, because the fall sale tends to happen like right now, a month away from Black Friday. And we all know that Black Friday is the biggest shopping period of the year. The sales are out of this world. So when you look at sales happening in Black Friday that tend to be like 50% off or more, and you look at 20%, the math ain't mathin', right? So unless this is a product that you absolutely need right now, if you can, I definitely recommend holding off until Black Friday to again take advantage of the sales that happen with some of these brands specifically. And I think Sephora even does have some minor savings when it comes to Black Friday. So one of the biggest things that I wanted to make sure that I mentioned and reminded you guys of is Black Friday is right around the corner, guys. Like, those weeks are gonna go by so quickly. So just hold on. Just hold on a little bit. So now that we've actually talked about those two sort of overarching tips, I actually want to go into talking about specific brands to avoid. I've watched a couple of these Sephora recommendations videos, and I've been really disappointed by many of them because I'm seeing creators recommend brands that I'm pretty sure they know have better sales, and seeing them direct someone to Sephora knowing that they may not even get the 20% off and that you can get a better deal at the brand directly really kind of irks my nerves and irritates me. So I wanted to just talk about, what are the brands I think you should fully avoid during this sale, because chances are you can get them at a cheaper price elsewhere. And I do want to say, not all creators know about these sales. A lot of times they don't purchase the stuff themselves. They get it sent to them, so they may not be fully aware. Me, I buy 99.9% of my makeup, and because I work very hard for the money that I make, I'm very in tune to how much I spend on my makeup and making sure I get the best price. And I know you all also care a lot about saving money too, so I'm just trying to do my best to make sure that I'm not giving you all any kind of advice that causes you to spend more money when you didn't have to. So first and foremost, do not buy Pat McGrath on the Sephora website. Y'all know at this point, and I've said it so many times, but I'm gonna say it again, Patricia has sales like every other weekend. Pat McGrath has a sale for every season, and her sales typically range from 25 to 35% off, which is already bigger than the 20% that you get in the Sephora sale. And this applies to everyone. So you don't have to be any kind of tier to shop on Pat McGrath and get the 25 to 30% off. It is, you know, the percentage varies based on how much you spend. So if you spend less than $125 or $100, you get the lower percentage. Versus if you spend more money, you get a higher percentage. But at the end of the day, the minimum percentage that Pat typically gives out is still more than what you would get at Sephora. So I definitely say that Pat McGrath is the top brand that I recommend not purchasing at Sephora because I've seen it go a lot lower on Pat's website. The second brand that I want to talk about, another luxury brand, Natasha Denona. Now, Natasha can be pretty hit or miss, but for the most part, at least in the last 2 Black Friday sales, Natasha Denona has done buy one, get one off of her palettes. Now, sometimes her newer releases may be excluded, and not even fully excluded. They may have a lower discount, so it might be 20% off or 30% off. But her older palettes tend to be the buy one, get one, which when you look at the price of Natasha's palettes, particularly her larger ones like the Trio Chrome and Circo Loco, which are $129, buy one, get one is absolutely amazing. And I've even seen her do that for her midi palettes. So if you are looking at picking up some Natasha Denona palettes, especially her older products, like her old, you know, like Glam and what's that other one? Bronze, Glam and Bronze and Love and Sunset or Sunrise or whatever. Those I think you should definitely pause and wait for her Black Friday sale because you can likely get that for buy one, get one if she does that again. And I also think that even though Dream may not be included in the buy one, get one, I could see her doing like a 20% off of that palette at her Black Friday sale. Now, don't quote me on any of these. These are my best guesses. I should have said that at the beginning. I'm just going based off of like historical sales. So if she doesn't do it, I'm sorry, but this is just my best guess based on what I've seen in previous sales. Moving right along, Fenty Beauty. I don't think you should buy Fenty Beauty at Sephora or even at Ulta because quite frankly, Fenty does a friends and family sale where you can often get 25 to 30% off. I know their friends and family sale just passed, so if you like don't want to wait for that to come around again, it totally makes sense to go ahead and purchase it now. But if you're happy to wait, if this is not something that you need right now, Fenty does have really great sales. And even since the friends and family sale passed, she has done like 2 or 3, no, I think at least 2 sales and that were like 25% off. Like once the friends and family sale ended, I got a email that was basically like, hey, we're sorry you missed the sale. Here's another chance to shop. Here's 25% off. So they want you to shop. Fenty wants you to shop. And I think you can get a bigger discount there. I also think from my past experience, Fenty does do a really good Black Friday sale as well. So you can get a much higher discount if you purchase it during Black Friday, even though her friends and family sale has passed. Next, Melt. Now, Melt Cosmetics doesn't necessarily have the most amount of sales, but I have seen them do a couple of sales this year so far. And I think they've ranged between 25 to 30% off, which is really, really good because the Melt palettes are particularly expensive. I'm not sure what their Black Friday sale looks like, but I do know that I have seen enough sales come from Melt where I don't feel like you have to purchase Melt at Sephora and you can wait till a sale rolls around at the Melt website. It's definitely not as frequent as like Pat McGrath, but I've seen enough where I'm like, okay, cool, I can wait for a sale. The next brand that I want to talk about is LYS. So LYS, Love Yourself Beauty, they are pretty affordable as it is, and it's a brand that I really enjoy. Their bronzer, bomb.com. I'm talking about the powder one. I still haven't gotten the cream one yet. It is on my wish list, but I'm not picking it up in the Sephora sale because I know that I can get that bronzer cheaper on the LYS website. They have done a lot of sales, or not a lot, but a pretty decent amount of sales in the past couple of months that have been like 25% off, which is really good. And knowing that they do 25% off sales, I don't think it makes sense for me to purchase it at Sephora, even at the 20% off. And if you're not a rouge, like I said, the sale is kind of like a wash. So definitely LYS is one that I would reconsider. Charlotte Tilbury is one that can be hit or miss. I have seen Charlotte Tilbury at 25% off at ASOS and like Space NK and a couple other places. And quite frankly, I've bought most of my Charlotte Tilbury products on Mercari for like 50% off, brand new. I don't know why a lot of Charlotte Tilbury ends up on Mercari or Poshmark, but I've gotten most of my Charlotte Tilbury really, really cheap here there. Charlotte Tilbury is just overpriced for no reason, for no reason. So I have no issues buying it from resellers. If you're not comfortable with that, I will say I've seen it for cheaper, like I said, at ASOS and Space NK. Now, when it comes to Charlotte Tilbury's sales on her website itself, not so great. A lot of her sales tend to be these bundle sales, so you can't pick up one individual item and get it for a discount. It's usually you have to buy a full bundle, and let's be real, most of us are not into buying bundles if you have a large collection and you want that one specific item. So this is it's not one that I feel as strongly about as the others, but it's one that I have seen Charlotte Tilbury on sale at other retailers enough to be like, I don't really need to pick it up here. And the other brand, and the last brand that I want to mention is one that I actually saw one of you guys talk about, and that's Tatcha. I don't buy Tatcha. I don't use their skincare. I'm not familiar with the brand at all, really. But I did see one of you all say that Tatcha does 25% off for Black Friday. So just putting it out there that I heard that they do 25% off. So if you want to wait, might be a good idea to wait. And lastly, I just want to mention this kind of like group of brands. And that is basically the entire Estee Lauder family. If you don't know, Estee Lauder is the brand, or the brands that are under the Estee Lauder umbrella are sold at the cosmetics company store. And the brands that are sold at the cosmetics company store are sold at 40 to 50% off just generally. So anything that falls under the Estee Lauder umbrella, I wouldn't recommend picking up at Sephora or Ulta or anywhere else besides the CCO, because it's so cheap there. And the brands that the CCO carries are Tom Ford, MAC Cosmetics, Too Faced, Smashbox, Bobbi Brown, those brands. What else am I forgetting? Estee Lauder, Clinique. All of those brands, because you can get them so cheap at the CCO, I don't necessarily think it makes a ton of sense. 99% of my Tom Ford Quad collection came from the CCO. My La Mer foundation came from the CCO. I buy a lot of MAC at the CCO. I've gotten so many like Too Faced products at the CCO. And like I said, 40 to 50% off is like the baseline for those products. And once they go on clearance, it's like 60 to 75% off. So you see, 20, 75, those numbers are very different. So I definitely recommend that you don't really think about picking up any of those CCO brands at the Sephora sale. Okay, and now that gets me to the final part of this video. So what is worth purchasing at the Sephora sale? Like I said, I don't think I can recommend that you shop the sale, but if you do decide to shop the sale, here's, like just a couple of things to keep in mind, or that might help you as you navigate. Now, what I will say is probably worth it at the sale are the luxury brands. And not all luxury brands though, because like I said, Patricia, don't even think about it. But brands like Gucci and Dior, particularly, I don't see them go on sale very frequently. Like I will see them go on sale at Macy's during their beauty sales, but it's usually like 15% off. So if you are rouge and you can get the 20%, I think buying, Gucci and Dior at the Sephora sale makes a ton of sense. The other thing that I think makes a lot of sense is the Sephora collection. Like I mentioned, it is 30% off for the entire duration of the sale, and it's for everyone. So even if you are a beauty insider, you're going to get 30% off of the Sephora collection, which is great. And they do have some pretty bomb products. That little face quad with the blushes, perfection, amazing. So if you were interested in checking out some Sephora brand products, definitely a good thing to do. And the last thing that I would say is check out the sale section. One of the best things about the Sephora VIB sale is that you get that discount, the percentage off of everything on the site, which includes the sale section. So it's basically a sale on sale. So if there are products that are in the sale section that you've been eyeing, you can get an additional 10, 15, or 20% off of that, which I think makes it worth it because now you're getting an even larger discount. So definitely check out the sale section to see if there are any products there that you might be interested in purchasing. And that's it. That is it from me. That was my entire like thought process / recommendation / tips and tricks for how to survive the Sephora VIB sale. I hope that this was helpful. I'm gonna go edit this video, get it up for you guys ASAP. Apologies that I look a little disheveled. I have been, like I said, lifing. Plus, I got some cosmetic work on my face. It doesn't sound as bad as I'm making it sound, but I had some DPNs removed on my face, and basically I had to burn them off or cut them off. So as my face is healing, I can't really wear any makeup for like 2 weeks. So there's that. But you know, skin is looking good. Skin is giving, so I'm not too mad. Anyways, I gotta go edit, get this up ASAP. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments below if you are planning to shop the sale. So let me know if you're planning to shop, but also let me know what you're planning to pick up, if these tips made any sense to you. If you have any additional tips to share, leave that down in the comments below as well, because, you know, we're all about helping each other save coins here. Like I said, if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already done so, leave your comment down below. And that is it. As always, I love you guys. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye!